It's still not a done deal in Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The ceasefire agreement intended to go into effect Sunday would have Hamas release hostages.
The last 15 months, it has been a living hell.
Jonathan Deckel-Chen tells Fox he's hopeful but not certain his son Sagi would be among those set free. Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv.
The Israeli cabinet was scheduled to vote today on the deal. That would be followed by a 48-hour period that would allow for objections in the Israeli Supreme Court. But we've just received a statement from the Prime Minister's office claiming that Hamas is going back on some of the agreements. This could be political spin, but we'll have to wait and see what more we can find out. And a response that we just got from Hamas saying they agree to what is on the table presented by the mediators.
President Biden hailed the ceasefire deal.
This plan was developed and negotiated by my team and will be largely implemented by the incoming administration.
Now, a Trump envoy was part of the talks to finalize this agreement. President Biden spoke from the Oval Office in a farewell address touting the job he's done.
In the past 4 years, our democracy has held strong.
But the president warned of a wealthy few gaining too much power, and he called this a threat to democracy.
Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation, enabling the abuse of power.
More Trump nominees will be at a Senate hearing this morning. Confirmations. It's day 2 for Pam Bondi. She's in line to be Attorney General and vowed
the partisanship, the weaponization will be gone. America will have one tier of justice for all.
Democrats can't block Bondi, but told her they're worried as a former Trump lawyer she'd put loyalty to the president over the law. The weather, better in the Los Angeles area to battle the wildfire disaster. Strong winds will die down in the next couple of days. The fires blamed for at least 25 deaths, burning down thousands of homes and buildings. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast. A look into the Menendez brothers with victims or villains. Then, Judge Janine Pirro and a panel of experts break down their new fight for freedom with monsters or misunderstood. And follow 3 incredible cases where world-renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Michael Baden helps change the course of the investigation with the Baden Files. Listen and follow at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
Including the pre-Super Bowl era, what NFL franchise has won the most NFL championships?
I'm going to say the Cowboys.
I guess I would say the Packers.
How'd you do? Exactly. These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Thank you for taking the quiz.
Just days after the contentious hearing for Trump Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth, a focus on 2 military branches. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall went to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, looking at the future of both the Air Force and Space Force.
Secretary Kendall says the basic conclusion is that
both services need to go through a transformation.
The reason?
We can't just wait and presume we're going to be dominant anymore.
And Kendall claims no situation demands that more than space, and that the U.S. needs a bigger and more capable Space Force because
the threats are going to evolve. They're going to change pretty significantly. Access to space has become much cheaper. We'll continue to do so.
That includes the new space militarization race against the Chinese, who have made moves
largely to target our joint force and largely to deny us the capability to do the same thing to Chinese forces.
Kendall also advocates improving our ability to conduct cyber attacks against our enemies. Kevin Ureski, Fox News.
Speaking of space,
5, 4.
That's at Cape Canaveral early this morning. Blue Origin launched its new Glenn rocket and has successfully reached orbit, the goal of the first unmanned mission for Jeff Bezos' company, competing with SpaceX, though Blue Origin failed to land the reusable booster part of the rocket. The FDA banning something that we eat and drink.
Nearly 35 years after red dye number 3 was barred from cosmetics because of a potential cancer risk, Food and Drug Administration officials have banned it from food. The ban also removes the dye, known as Red 3, from oral medicines like cough syrups. Food makers have until January 2027 to remove the dye from their products, while companies that make ingested drugs have until 2028 to do the same. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are up modestly, coming off that big rally fueled by a tamer than expected inflation report. The Dow surged up 703 points. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Wednesday announced a special legislative session that will convene January 27th. That session will encompass Lee's signature school voucher bill, along with disaster relief funding and immigration issues. This marks the 7th special legislative session for Lee since coming into office, more than any other governor in state history. Congressman John Rose voted yes this week on a bill that prohibits public institutions from allowing biological males to compete against biological females in sports. The bill passed the House by a wide margin. Rose co-sponsored a similar bill in 2023 that also passed the House but never received a Senate vote. The Putnam County Election Commission looking for input as they discuss possibly relocating the Bingham Community Center voting precinct or consolidating it with one at Cookeville High School. Officials telling the Herald-Citizen that adequate parking has long been an issue at Bingham. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's Thursday. It's the 16th of January. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning, Jason. It's going to be warmer for us.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm liking that. A high in the mid to upper 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we're at now. 26 right now.
Yeah, that's,
which is still cold, but usually it's been in the teens.
It's way better now than it's been.
So enjoy it. It might get cooler again.
I saw for next week 8 for a low. Monday morning it's going to be 8. Is what they're saying.
Not ready for that.
And there's already some Snowmageddon models for Thursday, but all the weather people that we trust around here say don't get married to that.
Right. Don't worry. It may not.
Yeah, it's just a pipe dream right now. Is what they're saying. So.
Well, I want to make sure people know we meant to announce this yesterday. You know, we talked about Jackson County Mayor Randy Hetty passing. His funeral services are actually today. A visitation is today from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. and then 1 p.m. are the funeral services, and that's Anderson Upper Cumberland Funeral Home in Gainesboro.
Yeah, I saw where they asked that instead of flowers, they've got a list of charities that they'd rather you send money to.
Right, and he was a pastor too.
Yeah. I know the church is one of the entities that you can give money to.
It says in lieu of flowers, family is requesting donations be made in Randy's honor to the Share to Care Foundation, New Hope Baptist Church, where he ministered, their care center, the bus ministry, and breakfast ministry by contacting Anderson Upper Cumberland Funeral Home in Gainesboro.
All right. It'll be a lot of traffic in Gainesboro for that. I imagine it'll be very well attended. Some other things you need to know in McMinnville, a brand new candy shop has just opened up there. The Candy Lady. And she's got lunch, like chicken salads, pasta salad, acai bowls. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
Handcrafted drinks, freeze-dried candy, sauces, cakes, muffins, and more.
That sounds like something to check out.
So if you're in McMinnville, if you're watching on Hub Plus or on Twin Lakes, go visit the Candy Lady and let us know how it is.
And a Women's Heart for the Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation, that's what it benefits. But Women's Heart dinner is happening Thursday, February the 6th. That is from 5 to 8 p.m. at Leslie Town Center. And it's sponsored by Tennessee Heart, and they will feature keynote speakers, cardiologist Dr. Noel Torres, and also Martin Coffey, Cardiovascular Service Award. And attendees can hear them speak and talk about some things concerning women's heart health.
Okay. Tennessee Tech women's basketball team back in action tonight. Tip is at 5:30. It's Academic Excellence Night, $5 admission, and it's for everybody kindergarten through 8th grade. You get free face painting and balloon art by Mission Balloon. That's sponsored by Pepsi, and also a poster creation station as well. So if you've been looking for a great time to take the kids out to the hoop and watch some basketball, $5. The rest of that's free. Plus, you get a great basketball game,
and they get to run around and get off to get their energy out. And then
it's at 5:30.
Yeah,
it's perfect time. If you haven't been out to watch the ladies play basketball at the hoop, you're missing out.
You really are.
It's a fun time.
Also, Putnam County Convention Center, that's the new one where the new fairgrounds will be off Tennessee Avenue.
Yeah.
Got to tour it the other day. It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they're saying if you're looking for an event space, it's very affordable too. I talked to Shan about that.
Mm-hmm.
You can rent it. I mean, like $50 for an event. That starts as low as that.
Oh, wow.
Putnam County Convention Center is located just off I-40, like I said, at Tennessee Avenue. It's the newest premier event and conference center in the Upper Cumberland region. It's individual meeting spaces, also an 8,000 square foot grand ballroom.
Yeah.
So, well, I said it starts at 50. I don't know how much space that is, but I mean,
grand ballroom sounds real expensive.
well, see, and Shannon was saying there's a lot of folks that think it's just too bougie and I can't afford it, and they don't even check, and then they find out that it's pretty affordable. So that new Putnam County Convention Center, they want you to start booking now because it's ready. They've got the chairs, they've got it painted. It's just beautiful there.
Remember a while back, all the senior centers were thinking about how to change their name to get rid of the word senior. Well, they decided, and so there's 6 senior centers across the Upper Cumberland that are changing their names. And so Allgood, Fair Park, Van Buren, DeKalb, Sparta, White County, and Monterey are all going to be well, they've changed. Why can't I find where they changed their name to?
I was like, I'm waiting on pins and needles. What is it? They dropped senior and added something else.
Yeah, what is it? Hang on a second. I had it here.
He's getting it, y'all. I'm going to go on and say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jamie Lankford with Jamie's Eats and Sweets, she was in here yesterday, and they are hiring.
I know it says.
We got her so, talking about all the things coming up, but she said she's hiring full and part-time positions. It's starting at $11 an hour, and you can email Jamie your resume to justjamiedesserts@gmail.com, or you can go by and see her and drop off your resume there at Jamie's Eats and Sweets, downtown West Broad Street in Cookeville.
Activity centers.
So it's not senior activity center.
No, it's just activity centers.
And you didn't know if that was right or not. You had to double check.
Yeah,
didn't you?
does that make sense? So
instead of a senior center, it's activity center, and I think that encompasses all ages, kind of.
Well, that's kind of what they're getting at.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were probably trying to do, because whether Jason believes this or not, people my age are not considered senior citizens yet.
Hey.
But we're able to go there and glean from
Speaking
seniors.
of people your age and older, I was watching
like you.
I was watching the news when I got home, and that Pam Bondi was on there.
Yeah.
They were talking to her, Trump's Attorney General. And I said, well, she is a really pretty lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how old she is. She's going to be 60 this year.
Really?
I know.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that.
I wouldn't have. I was blown.
Not that 60's like real old, but.
No, but I just didn't expect that.
Me either.
She looks upper 30s.
Right. I was like, maybe 40.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a well taken care of mid 40s.
Right.
Unbelievable. You know, don't you remember when you were a kid when somebody was 60, they were decrepit.
And even on TV, when you're talking about the Golden Girls, they were in their 40s and 50s playing the Golden Girls.
What changed? What happened? Did we just get better at taking care of ourselves? Or
well, I know
all the food's toxic, but yet Pam Bondi's going to be 60, Demi Moore
62.
62. What are we doing?
Well, I know that I don't know if Pam has good doctors. I'm sure Demi does, and she takes care of her skin. She works out.
Pam don't look doctored.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's some that Pam Bondi.
And then good genetics too on some of it.
And the way she was just giving it back to all those lawmakers.
Yeah.
I was like, get 'em, girl. Like, I think she's really pretty, but I'd be scared as hell to date her.
Yeah.
You?
Well, I would be too. She's smart and quick.
Yeah.
You know, somebody be smart, but not quick with the. She's like,
else.
I'm ready to go toe to toe.
Right.
Yeah.
The University of Tennessee, they put out their annual state economic report.
Yes.
And they are predicting more growth for Tennessee in 2025. The Upper Cumberland region is going to grow at the same rate as the rest of the state. They say the reason the Upper Cumberland is growing so much is about how close we are to Nashville and Knoxville.
I mean, that might have something to do with it, but how long have we been close to Nashville and Knoxville?
Right. I haven't had one person I've met that's moved here.
I was going to be closer to Nashville.
No.
They like our communities right here in the Upper Cumberland.
Now, are there maybe some on the fringes of the Upper Cumberland that is probably the case? Yeah. I have met some people who bought lake property and built a house because they didn't have to go into their office anymore.
Yeah.
Because of, the work from home stuff.
But they're in Smithville and Carthage and that area.
Right. And then and
that's a little closer to Nashville.
And if you're having to go close to Knoxville every day, I could see, Crossville and
right. Roane County
Roane County. Yeah, I could see that. But I don't think people are moving here.
It's like, the bigger areas. I'm not talking about even in Tennessee. Outside our state, most haven't heard of Cookeville. So they're like, I don't understand this, and I think they don't realize just what a close-knit community is and really good community to live in.
You got any more? I've got a few
I've got one more here. Sorry, my phone locked up on me. Okay. This is Workforce Connections. We're going to talk about them. It's Assistant Director Jeremy Miller. He presented a $20,000 check to Putnam County Director of Schools Corby King to support the Grow Your Own Teacher Training Program.
That's cool.
And that's where candidates are able to work full-time in the classroom while pursuing their degree. And I think that's great that they're able to do that.
Good.
So congratulations to Corby King for getting a little bit extra for Grow Your Own.
Mm-hmm. Comedian John Reed's going to be at CPAC January the 31st at 7. Tickets are on sale now, 931-528-1313. If you don't know who he is, very funny comedian. But in the old Dodge truck commercials, he's the one that says, "It's a Hemi."
That'll be a good show, actually.
Yeah. So, all right, that's all I got, Sheila. Your 2 cents is up next. It's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street. What we got for today?
Jason will be happy. I'll put up his question.
Oh, good. We can finally get this behind us.
How many chuggas come before choo-choo? You just wanted to hear me say that on the air.
It is funny, but...
How many chuggas come before choo-choo?
I didn't realize how funny that was going to be till you said it, so...
Chugga, 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 choo-choo.
All right, we'll get into that coming up next. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out with us, guys.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
Smith dribbles to the top of the key and lets it fly, and it's no good. Oh, but wait, he was fouled. They'll have another chance to win. Hey, you know what this reminds me of, Bob?
The game against State last year?
Nope, the bonus scratch instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. They give you 2 chances to win, one on the front of the ticket and one on the back.
Okay, that's random.
Play the Bonus Scratch Instant Games today for your chance at up to $500,000. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Ball, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
So much to celebrate, but the fight has just begun. The fight to fix our nation, the fight for life. They go hand in hand, especially when we see how abortion took center stage in this historic election. That's why we can't stop talking about the Ministry of Preborn. Preborn has rescued over 300,000 babies. How? By loving mothers with an unplanned pregnancy and introducing them to their baby on an ultrasound. Once she sees her baby and hears the heartbeat, her baby's chance at life doubles. Preborn and their network of clinics are on standby for babies and mothers. Meet Deanna.
I'm at the doctor and they do a bedside sonogram. As I'm looking at the sonogram, the baby waves. And I looked and that man said, I said, did that thing just wave at me? 12 years ago, I prayed for this little boy.
Your tax-deductible donation of $28 sponsors one ultrasound. How many babies can you save? Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Beck. Preborn.com/Beck. Sponsored by Preborn.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're live here in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:22 now.
Coming up, our guest this morning, a little after 7, Sloan Heron. She is the designer of the earrings, Old Salem Designs, and she's also a teacher at Upperman High School.
Okay.
So we'll talk to her about how she started her little side business. And then Catherine Molina from Leslie Town Center will be in at 7:30.
All right. A lot of things going on over there, too. Just another one of our great venues for all these things that are happening now.
Yeah, and of course we talked about A Woman's Heart. That's going to be coming up first week of February.
Right.
So that's going to start gearing up all the events.
Your 2 cents. It's brought to you by Freedom Pond. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Go by and see them. From guns to guitars to tools and everything in between. They've got it at Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street, Sparta.
Your 2 cents. How many chuggas come before choo-choo?
4 chuggas.
I'll agree with you.
Wait. Now you're agreeing with me?
Remember I said going into the break, chugga, 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 choo-choo.
Right. Because yesterday you were saying
I
it
was
was
out
2.
of it. I was out of it. It was the end of the day. And I was like, is it 2? And I'm thinking, no, chugga, chugga is 2.
Yeah.
But I do it 2 times. Chugga,
Right,
chugga,
that's
chugga,
4.
chugga, choo-choo.
So now so now it only took you 2 days to agree with me on
I
it.
wasn't
3.
concentrating at first. I didn't know what I did. Look, but I'm not the only one that is. What do you do? 4?
4. Chugga, chugga.
There's a lot of
Chugga,
people that do
chugga.
it differently.
Chew, chew.
Well,
how's it done differently? That is the
David
standard.
goes before or after the whistle sound. David, you do a good train, I can tell.
Chugga, chugga, chugga. Yeah, it's after the whistle.
Kevin says 3.
Chugga, chugga. Chugga. Choo, choo. No, that ain't right.
And it is for Kevin.
Kevin.
Tex says 2.
Chugga, chugga, choo, choo.
Yeah.
No. Tex.
There's another Sheila that does 2. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo.
That's not enough chugga, chuggas. How do you expect the train to get up enough speed to choo, choo?
Well, what about Kim with 6?
Ooh.
Chugga, 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 choo, choo.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's better than 2. At least we know the train's actually going by then.
But listen to this. Holly, Jim, Johnny, let me see. Yeah, and then Sheila all say 2. Jenny says 6.
I wonder if they're thinking the chugga chugga is 1.
Because I did it first.
Is that what you were thinking?
That's what I was thinking. And I was thinking when you sent it to me, I was thinking it was written that way. But then I looked at it again and you didn't type it that way.
That's how many chuggas?
Because I was thinking chugga chugga had a hyphen. It doesn't.
It's just 2. It's its own
So that
word.
means it would be 4 for me too. It's
Right.
4.
Okay.
So that's why I changed my mind, because I was thinking, oh, wait. And I think some of the 2 ones are thinking that too.
That's got to be the case.
Because even though it's not written that way, you're thinking in your mind might be a hyphen in there, and
I
it's
did.
one
I went
word.
straight to 4.
Because you're smart, Jason.
No, I was not.
Here we go.
It's not because of that.
You
it's just,
did good on trivia yesterday,
Oh,
so
that's
there.
right. I'd forgotten I'd won the trivia yesterday at the end of the show. If you missed that great win, you can watch it on demand on Hub Plus right now.
They may not want to do that.
Fast forward to the end, about the last 30 minutes of the show.
Between my ignorance and your switching
totally
cameras,
dominate.
I wouldn't push that one too much.
Totally dominated.
It may have been a good show though, because really we were both kind of out of it for some reason.
Yeah, I had a bad
middle of the week slump, I would
bad
say.
button day yesterday. It was terrible.
Wouldn't you call that the Wednesday slump?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we usually don't have that because it's every day, but Wednesday really stood out. But there's a lot. Okay, let's see. What is the most chugga chuggas?
I mean, 4 is the answer.
Because no, it's not. Are you sure? Because just because you think so?
Yeah.
Y'all see how he turns these questions around?
No. I mean,
It's the Jason way or no way.
No, I just think that's the proper way to do it. Is all. That's just the way.
Sydney says as many chuggas as it takes before the choo choo.
Hey, you chug it as many times as you want to. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying there's a proper amount. And, it's kind of like the speed limit. I see that they post it. Sometimes that's not the right speed to be going.
It's a suggestion. Is that what you think?
Suggestion.
Okay, we'll ask one of the officers that come in here. Maybe we'll ask Sheriff Ferris.
Well, on the
if
air,
it's a suggestion.
on the air, they'll say, "Oh, you need to drive the speed limit."
Really?
I think off the air.
Well, I think they're the officials of that.
Yeah, but they'll have to say that on the air.
Well, our old radio friend Stickman.
Yeah, Mr. Stickman. Yeah.
Who's in Chattanooga now, doing great on his
yeah.
morning show.
He's nominated for a couple of awards coming up.
He definitely is. He and his sidekick Mo.
Yeah.
I'll say co-host.
Yeah.
Because she does as much as he does,
right?
If not more. Because the girl on the show usually does more.
Probably more. I'd say so.
They're a great team. But anyway,
she's the Sheila of that.
Which means she does all the work.
Right, all of it, every single bit.
It takes us both. Takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Stickman said, you can see it my way or be totally wrong. So see how these men are, these radio men. Anyway, he said, it's 8 chuggas, then choo-choo.
8 chuggas?
And then he said, ha, 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 ha.
Well, you'd have to look at it a little bit. Being in Chattanooga, he does have the Chattanooga choo-choo there.
That's true. He might be the voice of reason.
The train museum place is there.
Right.
Stickman may actually have.
Ooh, I'm surprised you admit this.
Well, I mean, looking at where he's coming from, he's
How
lived.
come you never see it my way?
Well, he's lived in Chattanooga for a long time.
You would argue at me if it was something about Jack Daniel's distillery and that's where I'm from. You would argue.
I would not.
Yeah, you would.
I would not.
What do y'all think?
Although I have watched more, moonshiners and distillery things than you, but
it ain't moonshine, it's whiskey, honey.
Well, they make it the same way.
It is a dry county though. Anyway, that's what we got. And let's see, what is the most common?
Is there?
It's going to be 2.
Wow.
2. We've got more answers for 2. Let's see, Tex, Sheila, Holly, Jim, Johnny, All two.
Just another divisive subject here in America.
Now, Kevin is the only one who said 3.
Sorry I brought it up. Well, I think it's got to be even.
I do too.
But, Jeremy, you do you, bro. It's 6:30, and spoiler alert is coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Wednesday announced a special legislative session that will convene January 27th. That session will encompass Lee's signature school voucher bill, along with disaster relief funding and immigration issues. The Board of Professional Responsibility of the state Supreme Court on Tuesday suspended a White County lawyer from practicing law. A press release says the board suspended attorney John Edward Hudson for conflict of interest when he knowingly provided financial assistance and overtures and requests for a personal relationship with a client. He's suspended from practice for 2 years, with 6 months being an active suspension and the remainder served on probation. The Putnam County Election Commission looking for input as they discuss possibly relocating the Bangham Community Center voting precinct or consolidating it with the one at Cookeville High School. Officials telling the Herald-Citizen that adequate parking has long been an issue at Bangham. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson, who was waived by the Baltimore Ravens earlier this season and then picked up by the Texans, was waived again by Houston. Johnson played in the Texans' wildcard win against the Chargers. The Ravens, in a surprising move, picked up Johnson off waivers again, but that could result in a compensatory draft pick in 2026, depending on who Johnson signs with next season. Bill Belichick is adding longtime NFL special teams coordinator Will Prefer to his staff at North Carolina. He also added SEC offensive line coach Will Friend yesterday. Friend was Western Kentucky's offensive coordinator last season as well. Those two joined Freddie Kitchens and Stephen Belichick on Bill's staff so far. The Tennessee Volunteers beat Georgia last night in men's basketball 74-56. The Vols trailed by 1 at halftime, but outscored the Bulldogs 49-30 in the second half. Jordan Gainey led the Vols in scoring with 19 points off the bench in 27 minutes of action. Tennessee travels to Vanderbilt on Saturday. Elsewhere in college basketball, number 2 Iowa State beat Kansas 74-57. Houston over West Virginia 70-54, and Michigan State topped Penn State 90-85. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Layoffs are coming at energy giant BP. Reuters says an internal memo reveals plans to cut around 4,700 staff, approximately 5% of its total workforce. There will also be 3,000 contractor positions eliminated. BP is making cuts to reduce costs by at least $2 billion by the end of next year. Taiwan semiconductor shares are up nearly 5%. The chipmaker reported a record profit for the recent quarter. United Health Group reporting a mixed quarter. Its earnings topped forecast, but revenue was disappointing. Southwest Airlines is being sued by the Department of Transportation, which accuses it of operating chronically delayed flights. The DOT says it's seeking maximum penalties. The DOT also has fined JetBlue over $2 million for chronic delays. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda. Invested in you.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow. Thanks, Dad.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's hear this tiger purr, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 10% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Going to be a mostly sunny day. Temperatures top into the low to mid 40s overnight. We'll be back in the 20s, low 50s by tomorrow. Mid 30s overnight, and then a chance of rain develops. We'll see that rain continuing off and on into Saturday with daytime highs in the 40s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35 now.
We've got 27, but we're working our way up to the upper 40s. 27 sounds pretty good now that we've been dealing with like teens and close to single digits, which we'll get back to that probably on Monday. They're saying like a low of 8.
8.
So enjoy this warming trend today.
8's not even a temperature.
No.
8.
8's an age I used to be a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Same with you.
I know. Same with that Pam Bondi. Lord have mercy. Still blown away. She's 60.
I know.
Well, she'll be 60 this year.
She's 59.
Her birthday's November the 17th, so she's right there with us.
Oh, that's why. Everybody whose birthday was in November looks great.
Spoiler alert time. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. On Jimmy Fallon tonight, Kenny Chesney and Brooke Shields are going to be on there.
That's a combo, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's old Kenny coming out of the woodwork for?
I don't know.
He comes out for Jimmy Buffett and maybe a concert or two.
I don't know what he's doing.
So he's probably promoting something.
He might have a new album that we don't know about.
Maybe.
On regular TV tonight, you've got Hollywood Squares. That's on CBS, the series premiere of that. Law and Order on NBC, then Law and Order Special Victims Unit, SVU. And Hell's Kitchen, that's on Fox. Also tonight on Hub Plus, you've got the Cookeville Lifestyles magazine show. That's at 5. Then at 5:30. The Randy Porter Show.
That will be 2 great shows, too.
And then tomorrow night, some more high school basketball up on Friday night. So good stuff. And then right after that, if you just want to keep watching, you can hear the Tech basketball game. ESPN won't let us show it, but you can hear it. You can also hear it on 106.1 The Eagle as well. So that's all your local stuff anyway. What to stream? Lovers Anonymous. That's on Netflix. Season 1. On Peacock, a limited series called SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night.
I wonder if that's documentary about the behind the scenes.
So that's what it seems like anyway.
I like all those behind the scenes things. And that's what you were talking about with Cookeville Lifestyles. They take you behind the scenes of their magazine.
Team MechBots Animal Rescue. That's on Peacock as well.
Bots and animal rescue doesn't sound like it goes together.
Harley Quinn. That's on Max. My Sesame Street Friends is on Max, and so is Sesame Street. All that is new out on Max if you have that app. Which I do. I like the Max app a little bit.
I do too.
Pretty good. Let's see here, Sheila. Conclave, which is a person, and Amelia Perez lead this year's BAFTA Film Award nominations. Demi Moore with The Substance, Cynthia Erivo in Wicked, Ariana Grande in Wicked, Selena Gomez with Amelia Perez, Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain, Zoe Saldana in Amelia Perez. We got to watch this Amelia Perez. Lord, it's got all the nominations. And Guy Pearce with The Brutalist. Some of them are amongst the performers as well. So
Guy Pearce is a good actor, but I haven't heard of that he's in. Maybe on the Golden Globes, but I didn't watch the whole thing. So.
For the WGA Awards, Aurora, Challengers, A Complete Unknown, and Dune Part 2 lead the nominees there.
I need to jump on this Dune thing because I've seen the original, wasn't that back in the 80s, and then the Dune 1 and 2. That was
I like the Dune stuff.
I liked it in the 80s. I just didn't see the redo of Dune.
Westerns and post-apocalyptic movies are the best.
You are from one extreme to the other.
Well, I don't know. They're both kind of the same.
Yeah.
In that, there's a lot less people.
Yeah.
And a lot more violence.
It's like you're fighting to keep what you've got.
Right.
In either one.
Yeah.
So that's the theme for you.
I guess. This is different. We just thought everybody loved Betty White.
Well, they do.
Sally Struthers does not like Betty White.
Sally?
Sally said that Betty once fat shamed her.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean,
maybe she didn't mean it the way it sounded.
On the Let's Talk About That podcast, the 77-year-old actress said that she once went to Betty's house to work on a pilot for a new game show. And Betty asked her housekeeper to bring them something to eat. When the plate was set in the middle and it was cookies, I think it was cookies, I think. So I reached for a cookie, and she said in front of everyone, "Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, dear. You don't need a cookie."
Ooh.
Sally said, totally fat shamed in front of the rest of the people in the room. And I thought, that's not nice. She called Betty White a very passive-aggressive person. Sometimes
I'm sitting there just trying to imagine all that. Whew, but Betty's not here to take up for herself either.
I mean, here's the thing. If I was putting on more pounds than I should, and I went to my mama's house,
yeah,
she would say something like that to me. Are you sure you need a cookie? She'd say. And I'd be like, you're probably right.
Do you know who would do that in my world that got away with it because I knew she loved me? It was my granny.
Yeah.
Like, in the 80s when the big spiral perms were all popular?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I came in thinking I was all cute because that was the style. She goes, "What have you done to your hair? It looks like a cat's been sucking on it."
Yeah. Looks like a rat's nest.
And
I heard
was
that
like,
a lot.
I thought it was cute, Granny. No, it is not.
Yeah.
And I laugh at her, but if my mom or daddy would have said it, it probably made me cry. So
yeah. I was trying to grow my hair out and be cool, be a rock star, and I'd go in, my mom or my meemaw, why are you letting your hair be a rat's nest for?
That was tough loving back in the 70s and 80s.
I think it worked out.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton's Malibu home was destroyed in the wildfires, but she's still focused on helping others, that little Paris. Her nonprofit, 1111 Media Impact, raised $800,000 in 72 hours for wildfire relief.
Wow.
I mean, say what you want to about Paris
But
Hilton.
that's a great thing.
That girl can get some stuff done.
Yeah, she can.
If
she's pretty likable, really. I like her better than her mama.
If we can all get past the Paris Hilton's past, if we can get past Kim Kardashian's past, like if we didn't know them about them before and just knew them right now, we'd all be going, you know what? Those are some really smart girls.
Yeah. If we didn't know how they became famous or anything like that,
if there was
we would think, oh, they're making things happen.
Tape. We would be.
Did Paris have a tape too?
Yeah, girl.
I forgot about hers. So both of those girls had tape, and they hung out together.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm almost thinking that's somebody that they knew released that because they wanted them to be famous.
I don't know, but whatever.
And again, they've taken their fame and made something with it, and they help others with it.
They really have. I mean, say what you want to about them, but
the helping others part.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Donald Trump's second inauguration is going to have a few celebrities there. Let's let's see here. Logan and Jake Paul are both going to be there. Theo Vaughn's going to be there. Oh, I can't wait till they get a close up on Theo Vaughn. I love that guy. He's so funny.
Theo Vaughn.
He's the guy who looks like he shouldn't be anywhere. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like there's
that's a good way to describe it.
Wherever he's at, he's like,
what's this outcast doing?
Like he shouldn't be anything fancy, but then you see him at UFC and you're like, well, he shouldn't be there either.
It's like Theo.
Dana White will be there. Amber Rose, Caitlyn Jenner, Megyn Kelly. Carrie Underwood's going to sing America the Beautiful. Kid Rock will also perform. The Village People, Billy Ray Cyrus, Lee Greenwood, Rascal Flatts, and Jason Aldean all performing during Trump's second.
Boy, that is a hodgepodge, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what Trump did. I think it's how he won the election.
Yeah.
It's truly an American thing. Let's put a hodgepodge of people together that all kind of agree on this direction, and we'll see what happens.
Everybody's still thinking a little differently, but hey, we got this thing we agree on.
Right, so let's all focus on that. We're a hodgepodge of people.
Yeah.
You know, we got Pam Bondi and Kid Rock.
Isn't that crazy?
How does that work out?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. All right, well, there you go. There is a spoiler alert for you. We got The Real Good. That's coming up next, so stick around for that. Also, round 4 of America's favorite game show, Ask Sheila. That's on the way, too, here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window Studio.
Experience peace of mind with Cove Generators, your trusted partner in power solutions. Start the new year with peace of mind and our exclusive offer. Purchase a Generac generator and receive a free 10-year warranty. Whether for home, outdoor, or commercial use, our expert installers ensure you never lose power again. Visit us at 728 East 15th Street, Cookeville, or call 615-241-6343. Trust the Cove Generators family to keep your family safe and powered this winter.
Every day in Tennessee brings something new. Some moments we plan for, like getting the key to your new home. Others catch us by surprise, like a rainy day fender bender. That's why Farm Bureau Insurance is there to make sure the important things, like auto, home, life, and small business, are well protected. So, no matter what life brings, peace of mind will always be part of the plan. Visit FBITN.com to find the right coverage for your auto, home, life, or business. Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Tennessee Insurance for Tennessee Life.
Looking for incredible deals and unique finds? Discover the Habitat Restore off South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville. From furniture and home decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need to spruce up your space, all at unbeatable prices. Plus, every purchase supports Habitat for Humanity, helping families build their dream homes right here in our community. So why wait? Visit Habitat Restore today and uncover treasures while making a difference. South Jefferson Avenue, right here in Cookeville.
Tennessee has lots of buried pipelines, so it's important to know the signs of a leak, like if you smell unusual odors or hear hissing. Ew. See bubbling earth or water, or dead or dying vegetation. Some signs are even harder to miss, like dirt being blown into the air, a frost ball in an open field, or a flame coming from the ground. If you see any of these signs, don't wait. Leave the area immediately and call 911 or your pipeline company. For more tips on pipeline safety, visit pipesafety.org. A message from the Tennessee Gas Association, Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Sheila here, live in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:49.
Well, Sloan Heron will be in after 7 o'clock. She does Old Salem designs. She creates her own polymer clay earrings that are fantastic. You can find them at CG's, and we'll find out how many other places. It may just be at CG's, not sure, but we'll talk to her about that. She's also a teacher at Upperman High School. And then Catherine Molina from Leslie Town Center will be in talking about their events.
All right, that'll be good. Time for the real good. Sheila and I, we go through a bunch of stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. Gary Hall Jr. is a legendary Olympic swimmer, won 10 medals during the 96, 2000, and 2004 Summer Games. He lives in Southern California, and when the wildfires threatened his home, he had to make a split-second decision about what to take with him when he evacuated. So he grabbed his dog.
Of course.
Named Puddles. His insulin.
Mm-hmm.
He had a few family mementos, but in the scramble to escape, he left his Olympic medals behind.
Oh.
Gary and Puddles are safe, but the medals are lost in the fire.
Oh, I hate that.
The International Olympic Committee heard about Gary and replaced all 10 of the medals with replicas.
10 of them.
Gary's thankful for the support of the Olympic Committee, as well as the help offered by those in his community and across the country. As much as I'm overwhelmed by the loss of worldly possessions, home, and business, I'm overwhelmed by the love and support of so many reaching out through this difficult time.
I think that's fantastic. They gave him his medals back and recommissioned them.
That's the same thing's going to happen with old boys' Oscars.
Yeah, I think so too.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Online members of an Instagram page called Working Mom Notes have started a campaign to recover special toys for kids who have been affected by the wildfires. The project is called the LA Wildfire Stuffed Animal Recovery List and is described as a community effort to bring comfort to kids. The Working Mom Notes group set up a very detailed spreadsheet and invited evacuated families to list special sentimental toys like stuffies, I guess stuffed animals, in hopes those toys being replaced with donations. Of course, the organizers and those donating can't return the originals, but thanks to the spreadsheet, I love a good spreadsheet, they're trying to find exact replacements to get them into the hands of kids who lost them. Great idea. Somebody should do that for East Tennessee and North Carolina.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody needs to do that for them. And it ain't me because I ain't your spreadsheet guy. You always got to have a good lady who can do spreadsheets. There's always one in every group.
Loves it.
Ours is Ray Ray.
Yeah, she loves a spreadsheet.
Loves a spreadsheet. That girl can whip up a spreadsheet like nobody's business.
And then all in order, you know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All organized and stuff. But Ray can't do it. She's too busy. We need somebody else.
Well, everybody's busy.
I know.
But that would be a great thing.
Need somebody to do it. All right. To the ladies there making the spreadsheets, Working Mom Notes, and the Olympian and the Olympic Committee, y'all are
real good.
All right, Sheila. Here we go. Round 4 of Ask Sheila. This looks to be about food today. Or maybe food ingredient.
Okay. Food. Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
In the United States, we consume about 80 pounds a year of these per person.
80 pounds.
80 pounds of these per year per person. What are they?
I'm thinking since we have baked potatoes with steaks and we have fries, all that, I think it's potato.
That's a great answer.
Thank you. Is it the right one?
It's not. I think it might be a little bit more than 80 pounds of potatoes.
That sounds like a lot, though.
Tomatoes.
Oh, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because, they're in salsa, they're on your hamburgers. Tomatoes are just about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, but potatoes, I think, would weigh more.
Yeah.
So I think we probably eat more than 80 pounds of potatoes?
Look at you with your smart wit.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
That was a great guess that I had.
Yeah, I thought it was great, Sheila. I mean, are you kidding? About 15 times a minute, someone in the world opens up a can of this, and it ain't whoop.
Tell me the stats again.
15 times a minute, someone in the world opens a can of this. What is it?
Can. Corn.
No. Not corn. It's not a vegetable. There's your hint.
What else could it be? It's not a vegetable.
Not a vegetable. 15 times a minute, someone in the world opens a can of this.
Salsa, I can't think.
Spam.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking spam.
Yeah, I didn't figure you were. That's why I gave you such a good hint.
That was a good hint. But spam,
Yeah.
I would not have thought that.
I never think about spam unless it's by email.
That's a lot of people and a lot of spam.
Yeah.
Unless it's email. It took me a minute because I was thinking of still the meat in the like that many people have spam and they open it every 15 minutes.
Yeah. I've had spam. I just don't.
You've had spam. You always talk awful about it.
Yeah, I had it one time. It was awful. It was terrible.
Did you warm it up some?
Yeah. Yeah, I fried it.
Oh yeah, that should have been good.
Not good.
There's so many different flavors of it now. You got the jalapeno spam. You got the bacon spam. Did you get the plain?
Well, yeah, of course. It was way back in the day. Now, what is spam made of? And what's the weird jelly stuff on top of it?
Well, even if you have like a regular ham and you put it back in your fridge, sometimes it forms a little jelly on it. Something to do with meat, but I don't think it's like a good.
I don't think that's natural.
I don't think it's a good like part of an animal or anything like that.
Nobody eats it, right?
Nobody eats what?
Spam jelly on
Oh
top.
God. Ugh. But I think it's just a mixture of all kinds of things, kind of like a hot dog and stuff are.
Yeah.
And we like hot dogs.
Yeah, lips and.
Okay, go to the next question. I'm done with this early in the morning.
All right. 3 jars of this are sold every second in America.
3 jars of this.
Are sold every second.
Every second.
Yeah.
And this is food.
Right. Like 12 just got sold. 24 just got sold.
Oh my God. Jars. What are we using that much of?
Again, you know, the theme is food.
I know, I'm trying to think of what food are we using in a jar. Mayo.
Oh, Sheila. Peanut butter.
Oh my goodness, I should have gotten
You
that one.
should have got peanut butter. I was going to give you a hint, and I was like, no.
And I even thought of jelly. I should have said that and you'd have given me a hint.
That old girl come up with peanut butter. That's what I thought in my head.
You thought she's gonna come up. When you
She's
said
gonna do it.
jars, I think I was thinking about stuff you put in the fridge and I don't know. It's hard. It's hard.
Sloan Heron is
He's like, I don't even want to hear the excuses.
coming up. Old Salem Design. So this is a business that she's gotten started, and we'll find out all the stuff that she does, how she got started, where she wants to end up, and if there's anything coming up, we could go see what she makes. Also, Catherine Molina from Leslie Town Center. There's always stuff going on at Leslie Town Center, so we'll talk to her
We
about
love
that.
Catherine. She's fun to pick on too. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So we get to talk to those great ladies coming up in just a minute here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400. WHUB Cookeville.
There's a holdup in the Gaza ceasefire deal. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
There is a real danger that this deal will not go through, and the 98 hostages that must come home will remain in Hamas hellholes.
Jonathan Deckelhen's son, Sagi, among the American hostages that could be released Sunday in the first phase of the deal to stop the war. But Israel's cabinet has delayed today's vote to approve the agreement that Fox's Trey Yingst reports from Tel Aviv would be
followed by a 48-hour period that will allow for objections in the Israeli Supreme Court. Diplomatic conversations are continuing at a high level, urging stability in this deal. A statement released by the Prime Minister's office overnight said, quote, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke this evening with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump and thanked him for his assistance in advancing the release of the hostages.
A Trump envoy was involved in the final talks, but President Biden says he led the way getting a ceasefire.
The elements of which I laid out in great detail in May.
The president in a farewell address last night from the Oval Office, touting the job he's done, but also saying,
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern.
Calling dis and misinformation threats, and
an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy.
More Trump nominees have Senate confirmation hearings this morning. It's day 2 for Pam Bondi, who's up for Attorney General. This is good for now. In the battle against the Los Angeles wildfires, Fox weather meteorologist Janice Dean says winds are calmer.
They're going to get a break today and through the weekend, but next week, a potential another Santa Ana wind event. So that is, concerning. Firefighters really need to get a handle on this.
The fire's blamed for 25 deaths. More than 12,000 homes and buildings have burned. Success in space.
5, 4.
At Cape Canaveral early this morning, Blue Origin launched its new rocket that successfully reached orbit as Jeff Bezos' company competes with SpaceX, though Blue Origin failed to land the reusable booster part of the rocket. America's listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
We're getting word out of the Vatican about some concern for Pope Francis. He has fallen and injured his right arm. The Pope has had some health issues in recent years. We mentioned those Senate confirmation hearings. It's day 2 for Pam Bondi, the Attorney General nominee. The Treasury Secretary nominee, Scott Bessent, will also be questioned, along with Trump picks to lead the Interior Department, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner, and the EPA, Lee Zeldin. There's a new Fox poll 4 days before President-elect Trump returns to the White House.
The latest Fox News poll shows 52% approve of how President-elect Donald Trump has handled his transition. Only 37% liked how it played out in 2017. President-elect Trump has also called his 2024 victory a mandate. It turns out 42% agree with that, and 51% do not. Along that line, 54% say the Trump victory had more to do with a rejection of President Biden's policies. As he prepares to embark on his second term, the president-elect's personal favorability could go either way. The poll says 50% like him and 50% don't. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
2 weeks after the New Year's attack in New Orleans, as the city gets ready to host the Super Bowl next month, they're clearing out the homeless.
The homeless encampments around the Superdome in New Orleans are gone, and many of the people who were staying there relocated to a temporary warehouse facility that cost millions of dollars to operate. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry framed the sweep as part of a move to secure the city, especially in the aftermath of the New Year's Day attack that killed 14 people. Last week, the state's Supreme Court overturned a restraining order that barred state police from clearing the encampments.
That's Fox's Carmen Roberts. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising after yesterday's big surge for the Dow. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Wednesday announced a special legislative session that will convene January 27th. That session will encompass Lee's signature school voucher bill, along with disaster relief funding and immigration issues. This marks the 7th special legislative session for Lee since coming into office, more than any other governor in state history. Congressman John Rose voted yes this week on a bill that prohibits public institutions from allowing biological males to compete against biological females in sports. The bill passed the House by a wide margin. Rose co-sponsored a similar bill in 2023 that also passed the House but never received a Senate vote. The Putnam County Election Commission looking for input as they discuss possibly relocating the Bangham Community Center voting precinct or consolidating it with one at Cookeville High School. Officials telling the Herald Citizen that adequate parking has long been an issue at Bangham. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 now.
I'm so excited to have our next guest in here.
You are.
I know. I'm such a girl. I'm a fangirl of hers, too. From Old Salem Designs. She designs her own earrings. It is Sloan Herron.
Good morning.
I was like, hello, Old Salem. But you have your earrings that are at CG's Boutique. Mm-hmm. And I was just loving all of the local things you do with it. Like you do tech colors, you do UT colors, but then you do like ghosts for Halloween. You did Christmas trees. You even did the little Christmas cakes that everybody loves from Little Debbie. You made those too. So how did you get started in this? Because you're also a school teacher at Upperman High School.
Yes, ma'am. So I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years. When I graduated college in 2020, I was looking for a job. I hadn't really been hired yet, and I was just kind of, I needed something to do. And before the pandemic hit, I was working in the SAC program in Putnam County, and I needed something to do in the summer, so I just kind of started with clay. And I messed with it a little bit when I was little with my mom, like making the little trinkets and stuff. And I kind of just fell back into it, making earrings, and it was really, really bad at first. And I didn't really sell them. I was just kind of making them for myself and for my mom.
We were probably just trying to improve, and then
I was just kind of like just having fun doing something. And I made a bunch of them, and my mom was like, "Well, you should try selling them." And I signed up for the Baxter Harvest Festival.
Yeah.
And I set up a booth, sold a couple, and then we had to go to CG's for something like that afternoon, and I had a pair or something that I had to take to her because she wanted to see them. And she was like, "Oh, you need to sell these. Like, you have to sell these. Like, put them in here." So I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, I was like, "Are you positive?"
I just started doing this for fun.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you sure that you want these in your store?" And she was like, "Oh, absolutely." She was like, "Bring the rest of them in." And I was like, "Okay."
Wow.
And so I brought the rest of the ones I had made in the store, and they sold out in about 2 weeks.
We all went crazy for them.
And so
women love a theme.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so I started making more, I started out just making like basic ones, like neutrals and everything. And then I started going into like Valentine's Day and Christmas, and the first Christmas tree cakes I made were not very pretty. I still have a couple of the pairs I made like from the very first ones, and looking back on them is kind of funny. Like I try to remake, like I had a thing on Instagram for a little bit where I'd like remake old styles and like try to make them better. But CG was really like the whole reason why I got started. Like,
because she was the first that said, you need to sell these.
Yeah, and she, like I told you earlier, like, I'm loyal to CG. Like, she's the only person, like,
she's such an encourager to everyone she's 100%. Around.
Yes.
I mean, she's such an encourager.
Yeah.
I love that about her.
Yes.
And wants to support local too, because she's local.
Yeah.
And then she knew that you were local, you were a teacher, and I mean, well, I don't even know, like, these are so pretty. These are like a rainbow color almost, but it's different, like pastels. So how do you get started with this?
So I get a lot of inspiration from like other makers online.
Bet you love Pinterest.
So I used to really like Pinterest, and then something happened the last couple of years where like they've updated a lot, and now it's just a bunch of ads.
It is a lot of ads
like,
now.
You can't look at something, and it's a lot of AI generated content too. And so like everything on there is not real, and so I really love Instagram. I go on Instagram and just find a lot of inspiration on there, and that's where I find designs that I like.
There's a lot of support on Instagram too.
100%.
Yes.
I find a lot of stuff on TikTok as well too, which I'm trying to kind of like pull back on that now.
You don't want China knowing all your designs.
Exactly. But Instagram is my main hole for that. But I'll get a design.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll get a design in my head, like kind of what I want to do, find inspiration, and then I'll figure out what colors I need. I'll start with like a brick of clay, and then I'll mix the clay together to get the colors I want. And then I have cutters that I've either bought, or my husband bought me a 3D printer a couple years ago, and we kind of print cutters ourselves. I've got a few that I've made. I'm trying to get better at 3D printing, but it's a process. But I'll cut the basic shape out, and then if there's any like detail designs, hand painting, or like anything that goes on top of it, I'll do that by hand. So like I cut the basic shape, and then I'll like do everything else like to it. So
when you say clay, is it the same clay that people may start throwing a mug or a bowl? Well, is it that type of clay, or is it different clay?
It's a different type of clay. So that type of clay is like a ceramic clay.
Yes.
This type it's called polymer clay, which is it's made of plastics. And so you still have to fire it in the oven with heat.
Okay, I didn't realize
that. It's not as high heat as like a ceramic clay. You don't have to fire it in a kiln. You just do it in the oven. I use a little like a little toaster oven in our basement, and that's I do all this from the basement.
Well, it's not like it's bowls or mugs, so the earrings didn't need as much. And what I love about them is they're really cool bold designs, which I love bold, but some of the bold earrings are very heavy, and by the end of the day you've either got a headache or your ears are weighed down, and I don't want my piercings to get pulled either. So this is a great weight too, because you don't even feel them on your ears.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about polymer clay, is that it's super lightweight, it's wearable, and I myself really like wearing big earrings, and like the ones I have on today are really big, and these are probably like the biggest ones that I currently make. I can wear them all day.
Pull your hair back a little bit so people that are watching on Plus can see it.
They're pretty big.
And I have some kind of like that you did, that's a upside down U shape that is the color of orange and white for UT. So I mean, you have some great designs.
So you're the lady that makes all of Sheila's theme designs then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because Sheila comes in and if there's a holiday leading up to,
I've got old Salem designs on my ear.
Depending on how big the holiday it is.
Yeah.
So like
if it's Halloween,
even Thanksgiving,
Christmas,
you had something.
Yeah.
And Christmas, and I imagine Valentine's Day coming up will be a big thing. Does the you said you're a teacher at Upperman High School, 10th through 12th grade?
Yeah, I mainly do 10 and 11th.
Okay, 10 and 11.
I teach biology and chemistry.
Okay, so do they have suggestions for you? I mean, I guess they know you do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of my, it's funny, when I did Santa's workshop in November, that's like my biggest show that I do of the year. I have a couple girls that help me sometimes, and like I'll pay them to help me. Like like I'll bring stuff and like on my plan period and on their like free period, they'll come in and they'll help me put backs on earrings and put them on cards. And
I think that's great. They're learning about entrepreneurship too and how that works.
They're like, oh, you should do this or this or this. And they'll like send me pictures and stuff. And I'll have a couple guys, like they'll see my stuff on my desk and they're like, what is this? And I'm like, they're earrings. And they're like, what are you doing with it? And I'm like, I'm putting them on cards. And they're like, can I do it? And I'm like, sure. So like they'll stand at my desk and all the guys will put them together and like, this is fun. Can I do this all day? And I'm like, I guess so. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
Well, you have just like a built-in helper volunteer network there.
Like the guys are like, have you ever made any that look like horses? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. And they're like, that's cool. It's like they want to be interested, but like they don't want to be interested.
Right. They want to see how it's done. They don't necessarily want to wear them.
Yeah,
right.
They just like, and then like a lot of them are like, my girlfriend would love these. I'm like, well, do you want some of them for your girlfriend? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
That's commitment level stuff right there. That's how you know they're good earrings. Is that looks commitment level there.
My girlfriend or my mama like
Mama maybe, but girlfriend,
yeah,
that could take a little longer than I'm expecting. 7:15 now. We're talking to Sloan Herron with Old Salem Designs. More with Sloan coming up in just a minute here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio.
Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ, wanting to wish you and your loved ones a very happy New Year. We want to invite you to join us for a special new Bible study through the Gospel of Matthew as we read and discuss the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. Please be sure to join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service, along with Colonial Automotive, would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive, right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at dasautosales.com.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
The election is officially over, but is your money still at risk? We still have a staggering $35 trillion in debt. Interest on this debt now costs more than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. On top of that, we're still feeling the consequences of the brutal inflation we saw under Biden and the global chaos ripping across the globe. That's why thousands of concerned Americans are turning to precious metals to help hedge against these threats. And they're reaching out to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, to make it happen. Goldco has over 6,000 five-star reviews and has helped people just like you purchase over $2.5 billion in gold and silver. Right now, they're offering a free gold and silver kit to help you diversify your savings. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your copy free of charge. Plus, you could receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD. That's HannityGold.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 719 now.
Well, we're talking entrepreneurship with small business owner Sloan Heron, who owns Old Salem Designs. She started her own earring company and is being sold at CG's Boutique here in Cookeville. Now, the name Old Salem Designs, which I think is a cool name, where did you get that from?
So when I did my first big event, when I was first starting out, I had to have like an actual business name. You couldn't just submit like your name. And I knew that I didn't want my name on my business name, and so I was trying to come up with something or anything. And my mom was giving suggestions, and I didn't like any of them. My dad was like, "Well, why don't you do something with like Old Salem, which is the road we live on?" And I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool." So we're like Old Salem Industry, Old Salem Company, like, and then I was like Old Salem Designs. I was, "Oh yeah, absolutely, love it. We're going with it." And my mom was like, "Oh, that's perfect. Like, if it's the spooky vibe with you, like, you're good." And so,
what does she mean, spooky vibe?
I don't see spooky in you at all.
You're real happy and like.
Well, if you know me, I really love like everything like black, Halloween, skulls, like true crime, like like moon phases, like I love it all. And
Which I love the moon phase
yes,
on your.
and so my logo is the moon phases. And so that kind of like goes into the Old Salem.
Oh yeah.
And it just kind of.
I think it's very creative. I think it's really great.
But so like everybody sees that and they're like, "Oh, Old Salem, like moons and all that stuff." But it's actually just the name of my street. So.
Well, it was such a cool name that I thought maybe you were from like up north somewhere.
No,
I didn't think that. But it was too happy to be a witch. Oh, she's the good witch.
No witches. I'm from Cookeville, born and raised.
Well, see, that's exciting though. And then you had a creative design. We have so many creative people here in Cookeville. It blows me away. And I've been a fan. Like I've been stalking her at CG's for a long time, I think.
It's been ridiculous.
And then I started following your Instagram page, and I was like, I need to find out how she got started because she's a local girl. And then when I heard that you were a teacher too, I was like, this is very interesting. So I'm glad that CG kind of pushed you a little bit to get out and sell your earrings and your designs. So what's been your biggest compliment you've heard since you started making things?
Heck yeah. I bet you hear that a lot. Oh, heck yeah.
Yes. Every time I do anything, that is like the number one thing.
Now, and here's something I don't understand about that. Maybe you ladies can help me out.
Mm-hmm.
If you see something when you're not around a bunch of other ladies, you can plainly say, "That's cute."
Mm-hmm.
But if you're around two or more, it turns into, "That's sick, yeah."
We don't even know we're doing it. We get so excited.
What happens?
I don't even know.
It's the power of women.
Y'all see that too, right? It's not just me.
Oh, yes, 100%.
And then the squeal that when we see a woman that we've known, we hadn't seen in a long time.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So
we can't help ourselves.
The group.
It's not just me then. Everybody. Okay.
It's
all right.
everybody.
It's all of us.
Yes.
Oh, good. I just wanted to know that.
I don't know. I think like it's kind of like a compliment, but it's also kind of like it's not a compliment at the same aspect. Being told that I need to charge more for my earrings.
Yeah.
And
because they're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I when I first heard it, I took it as a compliment. And I try to like keep in that headspace of like keeping it as a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked a show in Livingston a couple years ago where a lady told me that, and then she went away, came back 20 minutes later, and was yelling at me, and telling me that I'm like devaluing the business by not charging as much as I need to charge.
She must have been selling earrings on the other side of the place.
She was actually selling baked goods. So like, she had nothing to do with earrings, and like started like just like berating me about what I was doing and how I wasn't charging what I should charge because of my labor into it and like comparative prices to other makers.
So was she thinking she was being helpful?
I think that's what she was trying to come across as, but she really was just...
But the delivery was totally wrong.
The delivery was so off-putting, and it like I just went around the corner and just broke down. I was like...
Oh, really?
I was like, I went back and told my mom, I was like, I just want to leave. I was like, I just want to go home.
She had a Karen vibe.
Yeah, big Karen vibes, but like
big Karen vibes.
Like, I just wanted to go home after that. But then like,
but you know what? A lot of people don't understand when you do put something that you that's your heart.
Yeah.
And like you started it and you kept improving little by little, and you haven't been doing it that long.
No, I've only been doing it for maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
And I've only been selling for 4 years. And my main goal for the business is to keep the prices affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I can charge a lot more for what I do.
What do you charge, like, for that pair of the, let's say the heart earrings?
Let me hold up the hearts.
The hearts I would charge 10.
Oh Lord, yeah,
And
that's very affordable.
The other ones I'd charge 12.
Okay.
And
then,
there's
like,
some
the
that are a
ones
little more
that-
expensive that maybe
Yeah.
take more work.
Like the ones I have on, I would charge 14.
Yeah.
And
I would have thought they were more, but
Yeah.
not knowing anything about earrings, just a dude who looks at the price of earrings
Yes.
maybe once every 4 or 5 years.
And I just put a pair out at CG's that I marked 16 because they took a lot more work. They were like these big bows that had pearls on them, and they were like dangly. I marked them 16. 16 is the highest I have right now currently. And then I go down to 6, which is my cheapest, which is for like little studs. But that is my ultimate goal with this business, is to make these earrings, like these type of earrings, accessible and affordable for everyone, especially in this community, because I know that, like, yes, you can go to Nashville, you can go to Chattanooga, you can go to Knoxville, and you can buy earrings like this for $20, $30, $40. But like, I don't want you to have to do that. Like, I want you to be able to stay local and like have the same styles that you're gonna get at those places.
Have you thought about going to Nashville and Knoxville, Chattanooga, fleecing those people for money and coming back here? Because I would.
I really looked into going to Nashville and like setting up at booths and stuff. I haven't in my mindset justified the booth rent yet, because it's like $400 or $500.
Oh, really?
For like a 2-day event.
And you're like, can I make this back?
Yeah.
And then
like,
some, because then you don't want to just break even.
Yeah. And it's also like making that back, breaking even, and making inventory for that. And so I have a 2-year-old at home.
Oh, so you have no time.
Yeah. And so me and my husband, like, we kind of like take turns through the week. Like, I'll make earrings on like this night and he'll go and do what he wants on this night. And so we kind of like go back and forth doing, like, taking turns doing what we want. And then like on the weekends, I'll sleep in some days and then he'll get up and then we go to church on Sundays. But at night, like, especially if I have an event coming up, I'm up until like 1, 2, 3 in the morning making earrings.
Well, I don't even see how you made enough to do Santa's workshop, because it's like so many people that come through there.
You're the lone maker on this. You don't have any help doing it.
No, it's just me.
All right.
I do
that's
everything.
what's so amazing too.
Yeah, I do everything. Tyler, my husband, he helps me glue the backs on sometimes, or like put them on cards and stuff, or like punch them and like punch the cards or everything. Sometimes my mom helps me, but 90% of the time it's just me.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just me doing everything. I'm very particular about like doing it, and so like my mom's tried to help me in the past, and she just kind of like she'll do something and then like I'll have to go back and fix it.
Right.
That's not right.
It ends up taking you longer to do it.
So I just do it myself. It makes me feel better. So, but yeah, no,
I get that.
It's just me.
I guess that's me and Sheila, and I still feel that way in
Yeah.
the morning sometimes.
I'll just do it myself.
Do it myself.
That's how I feel about we have our own little set things that we do.
Absolutely.
And then it comes together and works somehow.
So you can go get them at CG's anytime, and then are you still doing the mistletoe market type of things as well?
Absolutely.
Is there something coming up soon that you'll be at, or drop by CG's?
Just drop by CG's. The only thing I have like coming up that I know of, I've registered for the Firefly.
Oh yes.
Oh good.
I've registered for that.
With
I'm waiting.
Cookeville?
Yes, with Hip Cookeville.
Mm-hmm.
I registered for that. That's in April. I'm waiting to hear back from that. So, other
That's
than
a
that,
great event. Blair and them do a great job with that for sure.
I love that. I did it last year, so hopefully.
Oh,
I
did
get in.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't remember seeing it, but my grandson was with me and got scared of the giant chicken.
Yeah. That was something.
That thing was weird looking, wasn't it?
It was a little strange, yeah.
And I mean, you can imagine, what was he, 2 or 3 at the time?
2.
2. And then Jason was like, oh, look at the big chicken. He looked around like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a giant chicken walking toward me.
This is not okay.
It was a little unsettling.
Okay. It was.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the giant chicken's not there.
Yeah, maybe not.
He may be better this time.
He may be. Sloan Herron is here with us from Old Salem Designs. Do you have a website people can go to? Or?
I don't have a website. I only have Instagram and Facebook right now. I have a TikTok, but that's not here.
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the state of a TikTok.
Oh, no.
Right now. I have Instagram. It's old_Salem Design. And then Facebook is just at Old Salem Design.
Okay.
And handmade polymer clay earrings. And your maiden name, is it Reinard?
My maiden name's Reinard, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Sloan Reinard Herron.
Yes,
so if you see Reinard on there, it's still the same girl.
Yeah, it's me.
Still Sloan.
Yep.
Old Salem Design. Sloan, thank you so much for being here this morning. We appreciate it. Hope you're able to get to school on time.
Oh, yeah.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio, and we'll be right back. We got Catherine Molina from Leslie Town Center on the way.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee on Wednesday announced a special legislative session that will convene January 27th. That session will encompass Lee's signature school voucher bill, along with disaster relief funding and immigration issues. The Board of Professional Responsibility of the state Supreme Court on Tuesday suspended a White County lawyer from practicing law. A press release says the board suspended attorney John Edward Hudson for conflict of interest when he knowingly provided financial assistance and overtures and requests for a personal relationship with a client. He's suspended from practice for 2 years, with 6 months being an active suspension and the remainder served on probation. The Putnam County Election Commission looking for input as they discuss possibly relocating the Bingham Community Center voting precinct or consolidating it with the one at Cookeville High School. Officials telling the Herald Citizen that adequate parking has long been an issue at Bingham. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Wide receiver Deontay Johnson, who was waived by the Baltimore Ravens earlier this season and then picked up by the Texans, was waived again by Houston. Johnson played in the Texans' wildcard win against the Chargers. The Ravens, in a surprising move, picked up Johnson off waivers again, but that could result in a compensatory draft pick in 2026, depending on who Johnson signs with next season. Bill Belichick is adding longtime NFL special teams coordinator Will Prefer to his staff at North Carolina. He also added SEC offensive line coach Will Friend yesterday. Friend was Western Kentucky's offensive coordinator last season as well. Those two joined Freddie Kitchens and Stephen Belichick on Bill's staff so far. The Tennessee Volunteers beat Georgia last night in men's basketball 74-56. The Vols trailed by 1 at halftime, but outscored the Bulldogs 49-30 in the second half. Jordan Gainey led the Vols in scoring with 19 points off the bench in 27 minutes of action. Tennessee travels to Vanderbilt on Saturday. Elsewhere in college basketball, number 2 Iowa State beat Kansas 74-57. Houston over West Virginia 70-54, and Michigan State topped Penn State 90-85. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News. Memphis police searching for a suspect tied to at least 8 robberies targeting Memphis businesses like Metro PCS, a Cricket store, and a Dollar General since mid-December. The most recent incident happened Tuesday off an Elvis Presley Boulevard T-Mobile store where the armed suspect demanded money. Investigators say the robber normally walks into the store singing to himself or dancing before approaching an employee. The city has posted on their social media pages a video of the suspect asking anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. Governor Bill Lee calling for a special session on the school voucher proposal set for January 27th. He says he'd like the voucher program to start this fall, allowing families to use taxpayer dollars for private schools. In addition to the Education Freedom Act, lawmakers also considering public safety measures for potential immigration policies, as well as a disaster relief package for Hurricane Helene flooding. I'm Lee Mowen. Number 1 for news from across the state.
This is the Tennessee Radio Network. Take an ordinary putty knife and scrape off the old wax ring. Place the new wax ring over the flange, then line up the bolts with the bowl and gently set in place, making sure a proper seal is created with the flange and drain. Next.
Dad?
Yeah, sweetie.
Is that an old plumbing manual?
Oh, yeah, honey.
We really need to get some new books.
Right, do you want me to stop?
Nah, I kinda wanna know how it ends.
Okay. Tighten the bolts, line up the flushing valve to the opening in the top of the bowl, and secure the tank with a screwdriver and crescent wrench.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Davidson County's top cop providing insight on his agency's policy surrounding arrestees who wear religious head coverings. Sheriff Darren Hill filed a declaration Tuesday on the issue as Knox County and their sheriff face a lawsuit. Layla Solis claims a sheriff's office employee illegally posted a mugshot of her without her hijab on Knox County's website after she was arrested during a pro-Palestinian event at the University of Tennessee. The Davidson County Sheriff says arrestees who wear a hijab are not required to remove their religious headwear as long as their face is visible. It's unclear why the declaration was released, since Hall has no connection to this case. More help for East Tennessee communities impacted by Helene in Carter, Cook, Greene, Johnson, Unicoi, and Washington counties. FEMA says they'll start to move trailers into several areas affected by the storm this week. These manufactured housing units will be ready for survivors once they arrive. The federal agency says local governments are in charge of filling these trailers, with each one available for up to 18 months after the disaster. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Going to be a mostly sunny day. Temperatures top into the low to mid 40s overnight. We'll be back in the 20s, low 50s by tomorrow. Mid 30s overnight, and then a chance of rain develops. And we'll see that rain continuing off and on into Saturday with daytime highs in the 40s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:36 now.
Catherine Molina, who's with the Leslie Town Center in Cookeville, joins us. And of course, the Leslie Town Center has so many events, and we love the Leslie Town Center, and we love Catherine.
Yeah. Now, I think the last time you were in here was talking about things getting redone. Is that finished?
Yep, we were talking about renovations and Mistletoe Market.
Right.
So yeah, so in June of last year, we did the bathrooms, we did the kitchen. So we did a lot of renovations, which we still have more to come this year. And then we went and had Mistletoe Market, which was a success. And
It's
we're gonna
always
have
great.
it again this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just excited. We've got a lot going on.
So all the renovation part that you were talking about is done now, but there's still things that are going to happen this year.
Correct.
They just haven't started yet.
Correct.
I mean, what are those
So in June, it's kind of been our month of like Reno month, just because it's a slower month and we can kind
I like that Reno month.
Yeah, Reno month. That's what I kind of decided to do. So we are going to be upgrading the lighting system downstairs. So we're kind of working on that right now. We've got some bids out. So if you're a contractor and electrician, definitely go onto the City of Cookeville's website and you can find all the information on our bid. We have until next Friday, January 24th, to put a bid in.
Okay.
And just kind of upgrading the lighting system.
I put a bid in, Catherine, but I don't know anything about it.
Listen, you have to know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not going to let just anybody.
I'm out on that deal. Right.
Yeah. We have to have an experienced person, and then just converting the facility all to LED is a big goal this year. So
if you need an announcer, Jason's your boy.
Yeah. Or button pusher.
Yeah.
Right.
I can push buttons.
You can be an elevator attendant. We can have you sitting in there in a little chair, give out mints during
He
some of
would
the
love
galas.
That would be a great retirement
Talking
job
to
for
people,
me.
you would love that.
That would be so cool. My dream retirement job is to work at a pro shop at a golf course.
Okay.
Be like the early morning guy there.
Yeah.
So I say, hit them good, boys.
Hey,
That'd be my thing.
The facility I came from, we had tennis pros because we were a big tennis facility as well. And so I could see that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Make some coffee, talk to all the other old guys.
And his second job would be just sitting at Hardy's talking to the old guys. Yeah. He likes that too.
That'd be networking for the golf course then.
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Right,
networking.
Some events that are coming up at Leslie Town Center. There's always, you can't drive by there without something.
Absolutely.
And you always wonder what's going on at the Leslie Town Center.
Yeah, I actually brought a little list because I wanted to just touch base on a couple events we've got going on. And, I think a lot of people are under the misconception of they don't really know what the town center has to offer. So we've got 2 rooms in the facility. Our downstairs room is 7,200 square feet. And then we have an upstairs room too, which you have elevator access, private bathrooms up there. And that's about 1,500 square feet. So
do a lot of people use that like for their business meetings?
Yeah, we do birthday parties up there. I mean, everything. So, and I think that's the thing is a lot of people just think, hey, it's just
for like big businesses.
Right, but it's not. We do a lot of different things. So, for instance, upstairs next week on the 23rd, the UC Women's Club is doing a bunco social.
How cool is that?
So, like, we're going to have bunco.
Have y'all ever played bunco?
I have not.
I know nothing about it, but it looks really fun.
It's always it's fun to say bunco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to be doing that to raise money for, I think it's Habitat for like a women's build.
Okay.
And then February 1st, we have TTU Athletics coming in for a first pitch dinner.
Okay.
The 6th, we've got Women's Heart. So CRMC Women's Heart's going to be here February 6th.
That's a huge event.
Yep. So, and then we turn around February 11th. We've got the Chamber annual meeting, and they even have this TTU head coach, Bobby Wilder, coming out and speaking on that.
Oh, man, that'll be great.
I can't wait to hear him talk.
Let me tell you, he is a motivator and a half.
Yes.
I love hearing him speak.
Yes, we went to a couple of games this year, and you can just feel like the football team just ramped up.
His energy's great.
Oh yeah.
They put out a way too early top 25 for Tennessee Tech FCS level football.
Okay.
And Tennessee Tech, the way too early preseason top 25 has Tech ranked 19th.
Wow.
Which that's great.
That is.
Especially with his that's only 1 year under his belt at Tech. I mean, he's been a coach before, but I mean
he's going in his second year.
Yeah.
And to win a piece of the OVC championship his first year when those teams hadn't had a winning record in so long. And you're right. He's such a motivator.
Yeah, so get your tickets to the Chamber annual meeting sooner than later because I think as people find out he's going to be talking at that, it's going to go quick. And then February 15th, we've got Breakfast Rotary is actually doing a Taiwan theme dinner because every year Breakfast Rotary does an event at our facility. They do different themes, different country
they're not
themes.
serving Taiwan for breakfast.
No, they're serving they bring the culture to the room, and it is just amazing to see. They have all these different themed, food, decorations, all based on the theme that they picked. So that's going to be really great. March 11th, we've got Chamber Business Before Hours. March 27th, we've got the National Wild Turkey Federation.
They're a fun group too.
Yeah,
they really are.
It's just everything. We got Pink Gala in April, Chamber Bizapalooza in April. So just everything. I mean, we do a little bit of everything, and that's the kind of uniqueness about us. Not only are we centrally located, right? We've got great parking, which obviously there's a parking issue downtown, but we've got it there.
Right.
We've got bars and restaurants and entertainment that you guys can go to after your event. So we just are a unique thing.
Especially now you can sneak in that back door at 37-seater.
Yeah.
You can sneak in.
You can. Well, they allow it.
He likes sneaking.
Yeah, it's not sneaking. They know people are coming in.
That's where I usually go in, the back.
But it feels like you're sneaking in there.
It does.
Because there's been a few times that I've done that. I've been at a thing at Leslie
And people
Town
are like,
Center.
when did you come in?
Yeah, well, I've been here the whole time. Snuck in through the back door at 37-seater.
Hey.
But it's you're right. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about that there's not enough parking. And sure, we could use more.
Right.
But around Leslie Town Center, it's not bad. I mean, I've never had trouble finding a parking space. Of course, I'm always on time.
He is early.
Yeah.
And then I can see if you're one of these people who are late all the time.
Oh, he's not looking at me.
then you would have a hard time finding a parking spot.
Yeah. When am I late?
No, I was looking your way, Sheila. I wasn't looking at
I don't
you.
know. That seemed a little.
You know what?
directed.
You can get there even early, like 10 to 15 minutes early, and he still thinks it's late.
Hey, that's like a good.
He's like 30 to an hour.
No,
30
I'm
minutes
not
to
an
an
hour.
hour.
Aggressive.
I'm not an hour, but
Yeah.
30 minutes, yes.
45.
I'm an early bird too, though. But I always was told like early is on time is late.
Yeah,
late.
me too.
It's not good for you.
No.
So, and that's kind of what we, make sure that our facility is ready to go and early and on time
yeah.
for our guests and our clients to make sure that they've got everything that they need. And yeah,
As an early bird, I've never gotten to the Leslie Town Center and not be ready.
yeah.
As an early bird.
Yeah, true.
That won't ever happen as long as I'm there.
Yeah. Talking to Catherine Molina from Leslie Town Center. More with Catherine coming up in just a minute here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window studio.
Willow Window can help transform your home with windows, window treatments, entry doors, or garage doors. It not only elevates your design, but also optimizes energy efficiency and comfort. Their installers take the utmost care while in your home and will haul everything away when they're done. Call for your free estimate today at 931-946-3691. That's 931-WINDOW-1.
Willow Window.
The Lone Star Rodeo is coming back to the Upper Cumberland January 17th and 18th with their Cowboys and Dreamers Tour 2025. Come out and enjoy events like bareback bronc riding, calf roping, saddle bronc riding, cowgirls breakaway roping, steer wrestling, team roping, cowgirls barrel racing, bull riding, also special attraction for the kids 30 minutes before showtime. With Best Dressed Cowboy and Cowgirl Contest, Kids Gold Rush, purchase tickets online at LoneStarRodeoCompany.com. Don't miss the Lone Star Rodeo January 17th and 18th at the Heidelberg Ag Pavilion in Cookeville for the Cowboys and Dreamers Tour 2025. Brought to you by amazing sponsors like Jason Lewis Automotive, the Realty Firm Smithville, Big R Farm Store, Walker Diesel Services, Halliburton Fencing, Creative Science, 94.7 The Country Giant, and 98.5 KISS FM. The Lone Star Rodeo January 17th and 18th at the Heidelberg Ag Pavilion in Cookeville.
Your home is your sanctuary, a place to get away from the stresses of life. Willow Window can help transform your home with the highest quality windows and window treatments. Choose from honeycomb shades, plantation shutters, or blackout blinds for privacy. Motorized window treatments can control outside light with the touch of a remote. Get your free estimate today. Call 931-WINDOW-1. Willow Window, 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville.
Willow Window, making your home beautiful again.
All right, you said bye-bye to big government and you want limited government. You voted for that. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you are still using the big carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, I ask, why are you doing that? Because my cell phone company, Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers. You get the same 5G network. You get better customer service. And they're based here in the U.S., and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Now, that's right. There's simply no need to spend $85, $100 a month per person on your wireless bill. Not when you can get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. And by the way, the average family of four saves about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250. You say the keyword save now. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window studio. 7:48 now.
And we have Catherine Molina, who's with the Leslie Town Center. We've been talking about all the cool events and just how easy it is to kind of rent out the space. A lot of folks don't realize just how cool the space is upstairs.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people, I mean, I've been there, it'll almost be 4 years in June. I don't think a lot of people realize what's actually in the building. So downstairs, like I said earlier, we've got 7,200 square feet in that room. And each room does come with a kitchen. So not only are you booking the space for an hourly rate, you're getting the space, you're getting white 6-foot tables, you're getting black chairs, you're getting a kitchen. So there's a lot that comes with that facility. And then our upstairs room is 1,500 square feet. Once again, you get 6-foot tables, black chairs, you get a kitchen. And then what's really nice about the upstairs room is we do have elevator and stairs to get up there. And then you also have private bathrooms. So it's like your own completely separate unit of a facility. So your guests aren't having to go downstairs. They're not having to, you know, figure out where they're going. So it's a great property. And our main goal is just to offer events to as many people in the community and be a resource to help them raise money and support their businesses and have a communal space for everyone to go to.
I think probably too, there's a lot of people that believe this may be only available to chamber members, since the chamber office is at Leslie Town Center. It makes sense that, and you do a lot together. I mean, obviously that makes sense, but you're not necessarily part of the chamber.
Correct. So we are chamber members, so the Leslie Town Center in itself, we are our own, completely separate from the chamber, and we have our own board of directors, just like the chamber does. And the chamber houses their offices in our facility, so they rent office space from us, and we are obviously directly linked with them. We've got a great relationship with Amy and Carlin and Lynn, and they help out with us, and we are so grateful to be able to host their events at our facility. You know, they do host events elsewhere, but we do host a lot of their stuff, and that helps us just kind of network with the community, and people come in and realize, like, hey, I could have my event here as well. So, yeah, we're very, very closely connected with the chamber, which is just really a benefit for the town center, but we are two completely separate entities. So revenue is different. Boards are different, nothing similar other than we get along and we share space together.
Yeah. So you were talking earlier about the facility you worked at before.
Yeah.
So is this what, I mean, do you just love doing this? Is that what you did before? And you came here and now, so this is your passion. Is that right?
I don't know if passion is the word, but
you're just really good at it.
I think a little bit of both, to be honest with you. If you come and book your event at our facility, you're going to, even though we are owned by the city, you're going to have a very different feel than like a corporate feel, right? Because I pride myself in running the building like I own it. And with that being said, it's because I love what I do, but I love the facility and I love connecting with people and I love having people come and have their birthdays or a surprise 80th anniversary or anything. And you just see the joy that people have when they go to events. And that
you're
is
just
something
connecting
that I
with
love.
people and you love that.
I love the event side of things. I love being a part of someone's wedding and knowing like, hey, this is hopefully a once in a lifetime thing.
But if it's twice,
hey,
the Leslie Town Center's available.
Hey, I'm never opposed to a
You
couple.
made your first time downstairs, second time upstairs.
Yeah, hey, we do our ceremonies upstairs, receptions downstairs, whatever you need. Yeah, and it's such a joy to be a part of somebody's special day and somebody's special event and birthday.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people can say that they've been a part of that. And
That's right.
And I love that.
And see, I think that's why people love you so much is because you want to make it special for them. And you're great at organization and you're great at making sure the little details are done correctly.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, that's for sure. So that's somewhat a flaw for me as well because I want it to be perfect. And because it might, like you said, might be their only wedding. That's going to only be his 7th birthday.
Right.
So I want it to be perfect every single time. And, obviously things happen. And especially with events, someone's going to forget something or something happens. And I think that's another part of the job that I love. I love putting out fires. Like I love when something just happens and you're like, oh, okay, I have, let me like option A, B, C, D, and let's get it going. And that's just, I kind of like started doing that in Florida, a little bit different of a type of a facility there, but just kind of same thing. And
so, I mean, how did you get into it if it wasn't something that you were looking to get into? Like what happened?
Yeah, so I started with Wyndham Vacation Rentals down in Florida. I actually started at the front desk and checking in people to their vacation rental homes. So if you ever were one of those people that went down to 30A and stayed in Wyndham property, I maybe saw you. And they just had an opportunity to train me in some different management things and had a wedding and event management position open. And it's like, hey, we're going to start this from scratch and you want to be a part of it? Like, oh, yeah.
Sure.
Like, why not? Why? And I just loved it and did really well. And
How old were you when that happened?
I was very fortunate. I was only 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in very young and was still in school, going to Florida State. And just,
Well, I'm sorry about your football
I know.
team.
We weren't very good then either, so it's fine.
I'm
I went there
sorry.
Jameis Winston era. He was in my
Oh,
grade.
okay. He didn't steal your laptop, did he?
No, he did not.
Okay, good.
No, I didn't have any classes with him. He
Did he
probably
ever
had
bring
an
you a
easy
lobster?
degree.
Because that was stolen as well.
You know, the NIL stuff, that's a whole nother time I need to come on. We can discuss that because
Okay.
that drives me insane too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great career to be in
Mhm.
if you love connecting with people and you love being a part of people's lives. And there are times where I'm like, man, I want to be a part of this nonprofit and help in every way I can. And
it's a way for you to be a part of several
Yeah.
different things,
And
like
I've
you
learned so much. I mean, I moved here in 2018 and stayed with Wyndham for a little bit and just did remote work for them and started this job in 2021 and was just so fully immersed in the community of Cookeville and in Putnam County. And I absolutely love it here. And I've just been very, very thankful to be able to connect with so many people. And, you know, I'm originally from California and I go back there and I, lived there for 18 years and I'm not even connected to that community the way I have been here. And it's just so different.
How'd you get from California to Tallahassee?
You know, I was
like a
trying to
pretty-
see how far I could go to be away from my parents. Sorry, Dad.
Well, you went all the way.
Yeah, I was like, how far away can college can I
The
go?
furthest.
The furthest, and I want to be like in a place
You
where I can
broke
go to
their
the beach.
hearts, didn't
yeah,
you?
I'm so sorry, Dad. I love you. Yeah, it's not great, but yeah.
But look at how happy you are now. And then here's one thing I do think you're great at. When you said you love putting out fires, you can think on your feet and come up with a solution right there. And that's not as easy as what you make it seem.
Yeah.
Like if
yeah,
there
I
is something
appreciate
that goes wrong, you're just like, okay, I have a solution. Let's do this.
Yeah, and that's just from, years of experience. That's not anything major, and that's also really what we do pride ourselves in at the town center. We want to make sure that the Leslie Town Center does everything that you need so that you come back and that you remember your event being as successful as it was and you have those memories, because that's not something, we don't want them to stress about the little things because they're not used to doing that on the daily, right? You're not used to planning a birthday party every month. So it really does help with just experience and being able to make sure that everybody's event is as successful as possible.
If somebody does want to book an event with you, what's the best way to go about that?
Yeah.
Is coming by better so you can see things, or is...
Yeah, I would recommend definitely giving us a call. So it's 931-372-7200. You can also go on our website and find some information, but definitely call first just because we are so booked. Like you said, you're always driving by and there's always cars.
Yeah,
so
always.
if you just stop in, I might not even be able to show you the rooms because they're going to be booked. So
My favorite part about Leslie Town Center, for people who aren't from around here, they think you can't park there during the day.
right. So we do have...
You can.
Yeah, we have event parking only signs. So we do put those out when we have our large events that we know will need every parking spot. So please, if you see those out, just abide by that.
I do abide by
But
that.
if
But
they're
if
not
there's no
out,
signs,
yeah, go ahead. That's
well,
fine.
you can park there, and then it's an easy walk from there to everywhere else you want to go on Cookeville's historic west side.
Yeah, and we partner with a lot of the businesses. We have them help with catering if we need it because
Yeah.
we don't do catering, right? We outsource that. So we have a great standing with the community, or at least we try to, and be a part of the Cookeville community because we are such a center hub and love being in the downtown west side. And yeah, it's just a great
and we
facility
have
to be a
some
part of.
great caterers here too. Vinny T's, Grade A, and then all those great restaurants on the west side too. They do good food too. When you go to Leslie Town Center, you know your food's going to be warm. It's going to be hot.
And good.
Because they do have those kitchens there. It's not sitting in the back room in some boxes. that
Waiting,
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah, and that's a unique thing of our property too is, because we do have all the caterers that we work so closely with, we have the capability to make sure that every event goes smooth. So yeah.
Good stuff. Catherine Molina here from Leslie Town Center. If you're looking for a place to have an event, reach out to Catherine. Sounds like if your event's probably in May, you have some room for them moving forward.
Definitely call because you
Okay.
never know what day of the week we have. So yeah, 931-372-7200 or just Google Leslie Town Center. Our phone number's on the internet and we will help in any way we possibly can.
Tomorrow we've got Upper Cumberland Reporter. We're right in the thick of high school basketball, and some really great games have happened. Almost an upset or two, so we'll talk to them about that. Also, the mayor of Livingston, Lori Burnett, will be here in the studio with us tomorrow too for a Big Friday show. Hope you have a great rest of your day. It's supposed to be pretty cold. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB.